Good morning, Doctor. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Oh, this book is coming in at the right time. I mean, the way that we're exploring space right now, we need to get people on the right track and to get them to stop assuming because they saw it in a Star Wars movie, but the reality of where we are in this moment of now.
Yeah, well, I don't like science fiction, and I prefer to use the method of science to figure out the reality that we all share. And in particular, whether we have a neighbor, that's the fundamental question.
And if we do have a neighbor, what does that neighbor look like? Would you have any idea?
I prefer not to think about it because what I can imagine is what we know here on Earth, and it would be a complete surprise probably. So I think we should just search for any packages that were left at our doorstep or are in our backyard, any tennis ball thrown by a neighbor. That would be the beginning of the acquaintance with that neighbor. And once we find it, then of course we can try and figure out who sent it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm glad you used the word search. Searching is something that I love to do. And researching you, it was like, okay, so I want to know, are we searching in the wrong place as real people? Or should we leave this all in the hands of science?
Yeah, so in fact, for 70 years, we've been searching for radio signals. This is just like waiting for a phone call. Nobody may call you if nobody knows you're there. And moreover, if you're not so significant or, they may not get engaged in the effort of contacting you. But another approach is to simply search your backyard for any objects that came from the street, because they can tell you that you have neighbors. And we haven't done that until the last decade. Over the past decade, we found the first interstellar objects from outside the solar system. And the very first one was spotted back in January 2014, almost a decade ago, by the US government satellites. They noticed a fireball from a meteor, a half-a-meter object that collided with Earth and was moving very fast. In fact, if you extrapolate back in time, it was moving faster than 95% of the stars in the vicinity of the sun. And moreover, the object disintegrated only under a very extreme stress. And so it was tougher in material strength than all other space rocks ever reported or cataloged by NASA, 272 of them. And so that raised the possibility in my mind that maybe it's technological in origin, because if you think about Voyager leaving the solar system in 10,000 years and eventually colliding with another planet like the Earth, it would appear as a meteor in the sky of some unusual strength and speed. And therefore, I decided to lead an expedition to the Pacific Ocean, the crash site of this meteor, and collect any materials left from it. We were successful. We collected about 700 molten droplets from the surface of this object when it was exposed to the immense heat from the fireball that surrounded it as a result of friction with the air. And we analyzed about a tenth of those droplets at Harvard University with the best instruments that the world has to offer. And we're about to announce the results tomorrow in a press release.
Wow. Wow. The stories that you share are so amazing to so many young people's lives, because when you're talking about going out there and searching for things that fell from the sky, you took me back to my childhood. That's all I ever did in Montana and Wyoming was go out there and search for rocks. And then, as a child, I would assume I was holding something that came from a different planet. But you're making it real.
Yeah, well, this project, the expedition had a price tag of $1.5 million, and the funder provided his private jet. And when I entered the jet, the pilot said, "Welcome aboard, Professor Loeb." And I said, "There is no need for titles here. You can call me Avi, because fundamentally, I'm a curious farm boy. I mean, I was born on a farm, and just like you said, I follow my childhood curiosity. And of course, there are lots of other people who are, they are experts on space rocks. They feel threatened by this study. They want everything in the sky to be made of stones. Mm-hmm. And on the day that I brought back the materials from the expedition, there was a paper published in the Astrophysical Journal by an expert on space rocks. And he was arguing this object must be a stone. And I call that the Stone Age of science, where everything in the sky must be stones.
Avi, you've got to be inspired by what just took place last week with India landing on the moon, and to go there and to do the research about something about ice being turned into fuel. This has got to inspire your creative heart and your love for the atmosphere.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the moon is the first step towards space. Of course, then there is Mars. But what I'm thinking about is going outside of the solar system. And traveling to another star. In fact, I calculated we are currently investing $2 trillion per year in military budgets worldwide. And that is just in order to engage in conflicts, either kill others or defend yourself from others that want to kill you. And these are destructive measures, and they are all related to zero-sum games. And if instead we were to all come together and decide that we should cooperate with each other, all humans, we are living on this, we are in the same boat, which is the Earth, sailing through space. So let's work together. Then we will have a surplus of $2 trillion a year suddenly. And if we were to invest it in space exploration, we could launch a CubeSat towards every star in the Milky Way galaxy, billions of them, within this century.
Wow. Would you say that your book, Interstellar, is a backstage pass to understanding what a UAP is? Because a lot of people still say UFO, but they need to understand this is a new language, this is a new age.
Right. So the U.S. government, in particular the Director of National Intelligence, delivered 2 reports to Congress, and there was a new office established in the Pentagon. And apparently there are lots of reports, hundreds of them every year, from military personnel, and they're based on high quality instruments that are seeing unusual objects. And we just have to wait and see if the government comes forward with any interesting data. I mean, they have a lot of classified information that we have no access to. And my perspective was that maybe it would be faster for me to find what lies in interstellar space by going to the Pacific Ocean than waiting for politicians in Washington, D.C. to disclose it.
Yeah. Wow. Now, one of the things that you suggest that we do as readers and as listeners is it's time to reset our beliefs and lifestyle. We're talking about cultural understanding of a new age.
That's right. And, it's a transformative change. It would be a new Copernican revolution. The first one was about our physical place, that we are not at the center of the universe.
Right.
And this one is more about us not being at the center of the intelligent universe, the collection of intelligent species in the cosmos. And, we came relatively late, only over the past few million years, the human species existed. And that's one part in 10,000 of the age of the universe. And we also are not at the center of stage. So if you arrive late to a play and you are not at the center of the stage, the play is not about you. And we better seek other actors who will tell us what the play is about.
Wow. Avi, I could talk to you all day. We have 1 billion years above us in that atmosphere up there, and I only get 10 minutes with you. But I guarantee you we're going to be talking together soon again.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you be brilliant today, okay, sir?